The United Nations Security Council has voted to lift sanctions on Syrian President Ahmed Al-Sharaa ahead of his upcoming visit to the White House. The US drafted resolution marks a major shift in Washington's approach to Damascus and follows months of diplomatic discussions at the United Nations. The UN Security Council voted on Thursday to lift sanctions on Syrian President Ahmed Al-Sharaa and Interior Minister Anas Khattab. The 15-member council adopted the US-drafted resolution with 14 votes in favour, while China abstained. The US ambassador to the UN said this vote sends a strong political signal that Syria had entered a new era since the ousting of Bashar al-Assad.
Colleagues, with the adoption of this text, the Council is sending a strong political signal that recognizes Syria is in a new era since Assad and his associates were toppled in December 2024. There is a new Syrian government in place, led by President Ahmed Al-Sharaa, that is working hard to fulfill its commitments on countering terrorism and narcotics, on eliminating any remnants of chemical weapons, and promoting regional security and stability, as well as an inclusive, Syrian-led and Syrian-owned political process.
And at the UN, Syria's envoy said the country aims to become a success story through constructive cooperation with the international community.
The new Syria will be a success story. It will be a shining model that proves that the optimal path in international relations is positive engagement and constructive cooperation. If there are concerns, Syria is fully prepared to address them with sincere intent, based on mutual respect.
But, as mentioned, China abstained, saying the resolution did not adequately address counter-terrorism concerns in Syria.
The resolution, which was just adopted, reaffirms the Security Council's counterterrorism requirements, making it clear that Syria should fulfill its counterterrorism commitments and take decisive action to combat terrorist acts and respond to the threat of foreign terrorist fighters, which include Eastern Turkestan Islamic Movement in Syria.
The United States had been pressing the UN for months to ease Syrian sanctions. In May, President Trump announced that Washington would lift its own sanctions, calling it a major policy shift. Al-Sharaa was previously sanctioned for leading Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, a group once affiliated with Al-Qaeda before severing ties in 2016. The US removed HTS from its list of foreign terrorist organizations in July, citing a lack of active ties to Al-Qaeda. Ahmed Al-Sharaa led opposition fighters overthrowing Bashar al-Assad's government in December of 2024, ending 13 years of civil war. His forces reached Damascus in less than 2 weeks, bringing down the Assad family's 5-decade rule. Sharaa, a former HTS commander, had previously faced the US bounty and imprisonment during the Iraq conflict in 2003. Sharaa will meet President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday, the first visit by a Syrian leader to Washington since 1946. Trump earlier described Sharaa as a tough man who had made progress towards restoring stability in Syria. Their meeting follows Trump's comments in Riyadh earlier this year, where he said Syria was showing signs of a new beginning. Syria's foreign minister welcomed the UN decision, expressing appreciation to the United States and its allies for supporting Syria's transition. The UN resolution marked a diplomatic turning point for Syria, nearly a year after the fall of Assad. But questions remain over how Washington will balance renewed engagement with accountability, as Ahmed Al-Sharaa, once sanctioned and wanted by the US, is now welcomed in Washington.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.